And I haven't really gotten stuff like this in a while, but you can probably see the kind of artwork I do from the sketchbook and my channel. But some people see you're an artist and they want like, I don't know, a hyper-realistic portrait of like their grandmother or like a logo design. Although, to be fair, I have designed logos at my other job, so I guess I don't have that much of an excuse now. Of course, no one is forcing you or me to accept commissions, luckily, I guess, so we always have that choice to do what we feel is best for ourselves. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Riv, and I usually make videos about my artwork, its creation, and some of the experiences that I've had as a little creature on this giant rock in outer space. So I mostly do a lot of artwork just for myself. I draw a lot of animals and cartoons, but I also like to do observational drawings in my sketchbook while I'm out and about. I think a lot of the time my art might just be about the people and things I really care about in my life. Maybe others don't understand or resonate with that at times, but I'm also okay with that. However, I am still able to make things for other people and like make things that serve other purposes sometimes. I do graphic design work part-time for a company that I had once worked for a few years ago. I usually go into the office during the summer to work. I thought I could reflect a little on this job and some other opportunities that have come up for me recently. And maybe this is also just to help me process this stuff because I've had some reluctance towards the commission work and I just thought I'd talk about it. So for the graphic design job, I usually would go into the office 2 days a week and basically work 9 to 5 the whole day. Sometimes the deadlines were like later that same week, so I really tried to like lock in and work as efficiently as I could. My brain and eyes would be a little fried feeling by the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie. And it definitely would like deplete my creative energy. So I'm glad I can still just do this part-time even though I do enjoy it a lot. I usually worked a little more closely with the 1 or 2 people that were leading the project, and then we would get our main boss guy to approve the artwork because sometimes he can be pretty particular. But luckily, I'm pretty good at predicting what he will like and what will also look good. I prefer to keep things simple, but it also helps that I'm just so familiar with the brand and the service and the products that I have a lot of like formats and templates and I don't know, like tips and tricks and ways I can combine our pre-existing stuff to make new stuff, if that makes any sense. But anyway, yeah, for that job, I will sometimes make social media posts, flyers, flowcharts, presentations, postcards, banners for both print and for sites. And I even made a cute little sticker design this year. I would have loved to show you guys all this stuff, but of course, I'd rather not reveal too much. But it's been a lot of fun, and a lot of my projects I think I can be pretty proud of too. Ultimately, I am glad I was able to keep a good relationship with the company even though I left it. It wasn't my entire job before. I did do the graphics before, but it was like on top of this other type of work that I was originally hired for, which I think I just got extremely burnt out from. For one, it was extremely sedentary and I felt like it was starting to take a toll on my body and mental state. The job was primarily like data entry, but a lot of the times there were already so many errors in the work and it could just really mess you up and it was quite stressful. I felt a lot of my coworkers would be overly defensive and like fearful of getting quote unquote in trouble for a mistake, which I know you don't want to make mistakes, but I don't know, it was kind of weird. It made me feel like we were little kids in school or something, and I just didn't really like that. I think after I left, the company hired more people and actually started having other kinds of management in place, so that seems like it's been working pretty well. And it took me a while to realize this, but I think I also feel more comfortable to have someone else between me and the main boss. There were times I felt like something was said or implied, and it wasn't like outright harassment, I guess, like how we all imagine it to look, right? But it would sometimes be comments about how I looked, my hair or makeup or something like that. Not that it should really matter, but I promise I don't do anything crazy. But I don't know, I just think sometimes men in the workplace just get like a little weird talking to younger people that are kind of like me, I guess. The point is, it's good for me to have more people present, I think. I feel a lot more comfortable now working with others. Now, the other topic I wanted to talk about a little more concerns like commission work. So I don't advertise myself that I do them, but I am open to doing the occasional commission if I feel like I have the time and energy, and if what the client is expecting is within my range of abilities without me like absolutely having to crash out over the artwork. And I say this, and I think some people take it as like, oh, you don't want to draw other things outside your comfort zone. And I think like, well, yeah, maybe not for a commission, because I'd just rather it go along smoothly and avoid a bunch of reiterations and frustrations for myself and the client. And I haven't really gotten stuff like this in a while, but you can probably see the kind of artwork I do from the sketchbook and my channel. But some people see you're an artist and they want like, I don't know, a hyper-realistic portrait of like their grandmother or like a logo design. Although, to be fair, I have designed logos at my other job, so I guess I don't have that much of an excuse now. Of course, no one is forcing you or me to accept commissions, luckily, I guess, so we always have that choice to do what we feel is best for ourselves. I recently had a friend recommend me in a public Facebook group to someone who was looking specifically for a local graphic designer and illustrator. I wasn't sure about the local part, I guess. I was like, well, why does the artist have to be local? We have so many ways to communicate, and we can make video calls online. But I was curious, so I asked for a little bit more information just so I could understand better. This person apparently worked as a psychologist or is a psychologist, and they're working on a big project in which they want like 30 plus full-on designs and illustrations of different characters. I can understand wanting to work more closely, I guess, and having that trust between parties, but I think I still feel skeptical about it all somehow. I don't think I feel comfortable at being someone I don't know at all. I have done freelance work before, but it was always through either my dad or my boyfriend, and they were all people they knew well or had worked with before. So I haven't really looked further into this project. I just don't want to commit to something where I'd have to work closely with a stranger for such a long time. If it were a smaller project, I think I would actually try a bit more because it can be one and done, but this seems like something ongoing, and to be fair, I do have my own projects that I want to work on in my spare time outside of my actual job. I'm not even sure, it could actually be a scam. A friend of mine did bring that up, so that is another possibility. And I've had the random messages and DMs before already. Unfortunately, it is becoming pretty common on the internet nowadays for people claiming they want to commission you, but it's just a scam. But anyway, I already decided, even if it is real, I don't think I'm going to go for it. Financially, I'm doing okay. I have other supplemental work that I do to pay for my expenses and basically, fund myself to make the art and videos that I want to make. So I think that's just something I'm working on accepting and saying that's okay for me. I'm not going to be missing out on anything huge. I wonder if that's just a form of FOMO that we get as artists. I don't know if anyone else feels that way about not pursuing certain opportunities or certain studies. I don't know, sometimes I do think maybe if I tried a little harder, I could have the quote unquote dream art job. But I don't know if that exists at this point in the corporate world where I'm just being paid to work on other people's dreams and feeling drained. But yeah, I guess that could be a whole other topic for another video. But okay, for now, I think this is a good place to go ahead and wrap up the video. And if you'd like to share what kind of work you do for others, if you're in a creative field, and how that works out for you, if that changes anything about how you're able to work on your own dreams and projects, I'd love to hear about what you guys think. Okay, that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching if you did, and I'm sure we'll talk again pretty soon. Bye.